What's up, guys, and welcome back to the Life Stance Podcast. I am your host, Trey Kulata. Thank you, as always, for joining me as I try to demystify the human experience and the human mind as we attempt to figure out how to tap into our fullest potentials, realize our fullest potentials, and create the type of confidence, clarity, and prosperity that we need in order to manifest the life that we are envisioning for ourselves. Because that's what this is all about. It's about creating and manifesting a life that we are proud of. Because when we get to the end of our journey, I don't want any of us to have any regrets. I think that's like my biggest fear in life, is getting to the end and feeling like I didn't give like 150% of my potential. And I guess that's a kind of a good segue into what I want to talk about today, because I really want to get into leaning into faith over fear when it comes to how you approach your life and the decisions that you make, the critical decisions that you make in your life. Because I'm going to be honest, guys, right now I am feeling very lost. And I don't know if it's because I've kind of had so many things wrap up and come to a close. And now I'm feeling like, oh shit, like what's next? I really am kind of like flailing over here. Like, what the fuck do I do now? Now that I had my 20 projects that were all happening simultaneously come to a close, like, it's like, I don't understand why my brain or my body just can't accept, like, when there's a lull in activity, like I constantly have to have something going on. But it's creating this fear inside me and this uncertainty that I don't know what's next. I don't know if I made the right choices. Am I even working on the right projects to begin with? Am I focusing on the right things to begin with? And I've been studying Kabbalah, and as you guys know, I read a lot of books. You know, learners are earners and leaders are readers, and I am just on this constant journey and quest to just uncover and peel back the layers of what makes the human mind and our experience, like just how we can turn it, why we make the choices we do, and how making those choices affects and ripples into the other areas of all the areas of our life, really. And at some point, I feel like the universe keeps telling me in one way or another, whether it's a snippet of a book that I'm reading or a podcast that just so happens to pull up in my feed, or just some random thing I see out in like my everyday like trip to the grocery store, it's that I need to relinquish this idea that I am in control or that I have majority control over what's happening according to my destiny, right? Like, I have to at some point lean into and accept the idea that no matter what happens, and even though I can't see the next chapter or the next, 10 miles of the journey, that it's going to be for my highest and greatest good. Why is that so hard? Why are we so friggin' hardwired to believe that around every corner is the next, not a great thing? Something, there's a lion, there's a tiger, there's a bear. There's, financial ruin is around the corner, or some type of illness or something, or somebody dying. I don't know. It just feels like it's so much easier to ruminate on that negative outcome, isn't it? Versus leaning into certainty, which is a Kabbalistic principle, right? Certainty in the face of fear, or in the face of an obstacle, in the face of the unknown. Because the unknown is where all possibilities exist. And it's like, why not lean into the idea that the best possibilities are equally as an option. They're equally as possible. So I'm here right now trying to express as best I can, and I don't know that I'm doing a great job, that right now I am lost. I am feeling fucking scared of what's next, or what's around the next corner, or what's going to happen when I turn the next page. And I guess I'm really, if I think about it, now that I'm talking about it out loud, I'm afraid that I'm going to fall on my face in front of everybody. Because now I document everything, right? In this podcast. I am so fucking scared that the next chapter is going to continue to just, ruin my day. Because Lord knows I've been through the ringer, and it's like, fuck. And then especially then too, it's like if you've been through like a consecutive amount of shit over a long period of time, why wouldn't you believe, or how could you believe and have faith that it's all for your highest and greatest good, and that something good is going to happen, right? Like, because life keeps showing you something. But what the funny and weird part about it is that we get out what we put in. So when we expect bad things to happen, they continue to show up. And isn't that fucked up? I hate that. I'm like, okay, so let's become hyper aware. And when you have a thought, and I'm going to practice this too, when I have a thought that something bad is going to happen, or I can't do it, or I'm not capable, or I'm worried, I'm scared, I can't, I don't know how, I don't know what's going to happen, I'm uncertain. Let's pluck that little guy like an eyebrow hair, pluck it and say, fresh, clean, smooth skin. Look at that. We are now revealing to ourselves the opportunity that actually exists. There is a beautiful, positive outcome that is also on the other side of uncertainty. And that is something that we need to become certain about. I am certain that if I keep going and I keep trying, and even if I keep failing, that I'm going to win at some point, right? I think that's just law of averages. But I'm really talking about like when you're just feeling it in your gut, like shit ain't working, shit ain't right. Those are the times when you really got to dig deep and almost like convince yourself that no matter what happens, good, bad, positive, negative, ugly, beautiful, it's all for your highest and greatest good, for your soul's most transformative correction. And it's not going to be easy. It's not easy for me. Again, feeling very uncertain right now. So this is the point where I have to have a conversation with myself in front of all of you and say, I am going to lean into certainty in the face of my obstacles. I am going to lean into faith in the face of the unknown. Because what's on the other side could be better than I could have ever expected. What if it gets better, right? I'm always preaching that. What if it gets better? God, it's just so hard. So hard to just really instill that in our brains, and it drives me crazy. But that's part of this process and this whole neuroplasticity thing where we teach an old dog new tricks. Okay? All right, old doggies. Let's go learn some new tricks. Let's lean into faith over fear. Because when we feed our fear, more fear shows up. When we feed our faith, more faith shows up. I know this to be true. I just need to practice it more. So do you. All right, I'm going to end it there, guys. I love you all. Until next time, like, share, subscribe. You know what to do. Let's dance.